Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiryet Shavtam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shamana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto Hyabhadrani Vidhunoti Sruhatsatam Nashtaprayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. So today we'll be covering Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 9. The Lord incarnates as Mohinī Mūrti. So last week we covered Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 8, churning of the ocean of the milk, where all the demigods, they followed Lord's instructions and not to have any fear, not to be anxious, and not to be greedy. And how we saw that after the inauspicious halahal, that came out, Lord Shiva took care of it. And afterwards all wonderful things appeared. And we also related it with the very first verse of Shikshashtaka by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as how, first the cleansing of the heart happens and all the dust of many, many lives is removed. So that dust may cause some disturbance, but at the same time, all wonderful things happen. So there are 7 blessings in that verse. And then we also related to the science of devotional service. Adha Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha Atha Bhajana Kriya Tatha Anartha Nivrati Syat Tato Nishta Ruchis Tatha Atha Saktis Tatha Prema Bhyadanchati. So again, the various stages as one progresses, starting from faith, which is Srila Prabhupada, instead of calling it just faith in anything, he said desire for self-realization. So today we will continue as how when nectar appeared, the demons immediately, snatched the pot of nectar from the hands of Dhanvantari, a partial incarnation of the Lord, and they ran away. Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Janant Kore Vaishnavind ki Jai. Go Premanande. Hari Hari. So we'll cover the first verse, Srimad Bhagavatam 8.9.1. Shri Shuka Uvacha Te Anyonyato Asuraha Patram Harantastaktva Sohridaha Krishipanto Dasyu Dharmana Ayantim Dadrushu Striyam. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Te, the demons, Anyonyataha, among themselves, Asuraha, the demons, Patram, the container of nectar, Harantaha, snatching from one another, Tyakta Sahridaha, became inimical toward one another. Kishipantaha, sometimes throwing. Dasyu dharmanaha, sometimes snatching like robbers. Ayantim, coming forward. Dadrashuhu, saw. Striyam, a very beautiful and attractive woman. Translation by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Shudde Goswami said, thereafter, the demons became inimical toward one another. Throwing and snatching the container of nectar, they gave up their friendly relationship. Meanwhile, they saw a very beautiful young woman coming forward toward them. Hare Krishna. So there is no purport. Yet at the same time, it's very evident that even though the asuras, they were, trying to fight with each other, snatching away the pot of nectar to decide who will take it first. They were distracted by another element, another personality who appeared on that scene. So Lord appeared as Mohinī Mūrti. So there are various reasons we'll be discussing today as how and why Lord appeared. So this is why Lord appeared is because He wanted to show us the mentality of the asuras, a demonic mentality, that anytime they see a beautiful woman, their mind gets bewildered. Now, of course, Lord had mentioned to the demigods when they were disappointed, as demons had snatched away the pot of nectar, the demigods were very disappointed, and they were, they approached Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu said that don't worry, the material energy will agitate their mind. So demigods are thinking this is all the working of the material energy, that this beautiful woman has now appeared. And now demons, as soon as they see Mohinī Mūrti, Mūrti means statue, so she was so beautiful as a statue. So as they saw, they start saying, alas, there is this beautiful woman here. And then they started, inquiring from her, as was their nature, and as they were agitated by the material energy, their senses started getting drawn from the pot of nectar to this beautiful woman. So first reason is for the Lord to bewilder and delude the demons. And it's very interesting. One of the lessons that we should take is there is a plan that the pot of nectar will be taken away, because this is all being planned by the Lord and the material energy together. So again, Lord Himself is going to cause this. Material energy has very little role to play except for their senses that are being agitated. Whenever there is a fight in a party, always there is an external party that benefits from it. So that's the moral, And there is a very nice story of two cats. They were fighting on a piece of cake. One cat said, hey, I saw the cake first. And the other cat said, no, but I picked it up first, so it's mine. And then they finally agreed that, okay, they can split it into two. And then, how to split it? Because whoever will try to split will take the biggest chunk. So they saw a monkey. The monkey saw, oh, these two cats are fighting. Let me take advantage of this situation. He said, I can help you distribute it equally among yourselves. So he said, between you two, I will distribute it equally. So he broke the cake into two pieces. And he said, oh, this one is little too big. Let me take a chunk out of it. And then he took a chunk out of that particular cake. And then he said, oh, now it has become smaller and the other one is big. He took a chunk from that one. And then he said, oh, this has become smaller than this one. So let me take a chunk out of this one. So by and by, he just finished the whole cake himself. And the two cats, just trying to make sure that the other cat does not get the bigger chunk, they lost the whole cake. So this is what is happening as these demons, they have takta sahridaha. They have given up their, friendly relationships. And Daityas, sons of Ditis, again, they were also related, many of them, and they had given up that particular aspect as well. And they were trying to snatch it and sometimes throwing it within their party. So of course they must have formed some groups that they could say, okay, this is our group, so I'm going to throw this to my friend, and then they will, share it with me. So that's what is happening. And then Mohinī Mūrti appears, and they're saying, alas, this beautiful woman has come. And they approach Mohinī Mūrti. Now it's very interesting that when Goddess Lakshmi had appeared, no one had approached. They had actually, Indra had created a seat with Goddess Lakshmi, Rama Devi. She seated herself, and then people brought, different personalities, brought different gifts for her. But here, demons are getting attracted. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purpose that Lord, when He incarnates as a woman, He is so much beautiful that it defies the beauty of Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So he's also saying that Lord, He is beautiful in His Shyam form, but when He takes on the form of a woman, He is even more beautiful. That He can defy many goddesses of fortune. Another reason is, it just so happened that just around that time, Mahishasura was killed by Parvati in her form as Durga. So when Mahishasura was killed, her sister Mahishi, who had the similar power as Mahishasura to be able to transform her soul from one body to another, she said, I would be next. So she had worshipped Lord Brahma, and she had received a boon. And the boon was not of immortality, but very close to that. She had asked for a boon that she would only be killed by an offspring of Hari and Haran. Lord Hari is Lord Vishnu, and then Haran is Lord Shiva. So an offspring of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Now both of them are male. So how can there be an offspring? So that's another reason why Lord incarnates as Mohinī in a woman form, so that the demoness can be killed by the offspring. Now, we will discuss that story in length in a later chapter. But again, there are various reasons as we are covering here. And now these demons, they are now inquiring, oh young girl, who are you, and who are you protected by? So again, a girl is normally, before marriage, is protected, is given shelter by her father. The protection comes from her father. And then after marriage, husband protects her. And then when she has grown-up sons, the sons protect her. So a woman is not, oppressed in the Vedic culture. It actually is a very nice system where women are protected. They are given proper protection because they are not, the powerful of the two, male and female. So again, from that perspective, there is an arrangement made in the Vedic culture, in the Varnashram Dharma, where women are given proper protection at every stage of their life. And then they said that, oh, you appear so beautiful. So again, they could understand that this girl is unmarried. And that she has not, and they say that you have not been touched by anyone. So again, so they are further inquiring that, you are an unmarried girl, trying to understand her intention and trying to see, and, from her glances, they are making they're coming to this aspect that this girl is out here trying to find a suitable match. She is an unmarried girl, and she is looking for a suitable match. And just knowing this, they are very much, deluded. And they are basically inquiring from her that you have not been touched by any of the heavenly residents, any devas or any Gandharvas or, inhabitants of the higher planets. And what is your purpose? Why have you appeared here? And at that time, they suddenly, because what was going on? They were fighting for nectar, to see who gets to taste the nectar first. And then they themselves proposed that, oh, why don't you distribute this nectar among us? At that time, Mohinī, Lord appearing as Mohinī, in a very, shy manner, she says, oh, I'm just, here. And it is said that an intelligent person should not trust in a woman. Of course, as Chanakya Pandit has also said, that one should not trust a woman or a politician. So Mohinī Mūrti is clearly identifying that one should not, that you demons should not, you Daitya should not trust me because I am a woman. I can cheat you. But then they are so much attracted by Mohinī Mūrti that they say, oh, we do not care. So she is actually telling them the truth, that she is going to cheat them. And they are saying, we do not care. And they're thinking that she is jokingly saying that, but she is very serious. And then she says, okay, I will, definitely distribute it. Yet at the same time, you have to give me a promise that you will not be, upset. And whatever I do, how I distribute and, to whoever I distribute. Because her intention is to distribute to the demigods. And the demons, they say, yeah, we will not, we agree to your terms. We will agree to whoever you distribute and will not be upset. Now sometimes when somebody gives this kind of statement in front of like a whole crowd and all the demons and demigods are present here, in front of them all these demons, they are saying, all the leaders of the demons, Bali Maharaj, Ilvala and others, they are saying this. They are of course going to stay to their words because sometimes it becomes matter of prestige. And they handed over this pot of nectar to Mohinī. And it is very nicely described that the demigods and the demons, they took bath, they dressed themselves in very nice clothes, silk clothes, and also wearing pearls and gold and all that, bedecked themselves very nicely. And then they perform great sacrifices. Now the same activity is being performed by the demigods and by the demons, but the purpose and the motive and the objective of that is completely different. The demigods, having understood that Lord Vishnu is trying to help them, they are worshipping Lord's lotus feet. As from in Yajna, they are giving oblations, and as devotees, they are worshipping the Lord. While the demigods, or the demons, they are with a different attitude. They are saying, oh, let us show our prowess, that what we can give on the sacrifices. This is name, fame and glories for the demons. So that's their attitude, that this is, we are so powerful. I am, aham mameti, I and my. They're showing that. And so, they all come to take the nectar. So Mohinī Mūrti, she makes them sit in a single row facing east on kusha grass. Very nicely described. And she places the demigods at a distance from the demons. And as she is holding the pot of nectar, she is talking, very coyly, very nicely to the demons. And they are feeling, very much encouraged as she is talking to them. Their intention is to show how great they are so that this girl will marry them. And so she is like talking very nicely. Then she goes over to the demigods and distributes some nectar and then comes back and starts talking. Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains the purpose that Lord is doing this in a manner that, she has made interest with the demons, she is showing. And she's just distributing a little bit of nectar among the demigods. And as she continues to do this for a long time, some of the leaders on the demon side, they understand that she is cheating them. But then since they have promised her that they would not, and they don't want to disturb the relationship. As she is talking more and more, they are feeling that she is getting more and more interested in them. They don't want to disturb that relationship, so they don't say anything. However, there is one demon, one Daitya, Rahu. He's uncle of Bali Maharaj. He understands what Mohinī is doing. So he dresses himself as a demigod and sits among the demigods between sun and moon. At that time, Lord, as Mohinī, he is distributing the nectar. He gives the nectar to Rahu as well, because he's dressed as demigod, and Rahu immediately drinks. And immediately, as soon as he takes the sip of that nectar, Surya and Chandra, sun and moon, they immediately identify that this is Rahu, a demon, to the Lord. And Lord appeared in his original form, and with his Sudarshan Chakra, he cuts off the head of Rahu. However, since Rahu had tasted the nectar, his head had become immortal. His body falls down. So it is described that there is even a purpose. Lord is trying to show, Lord is showing here the potency of the nectar, that even no matter whoever tastes it, whoever tastes it becomes immortal. And so he's showing by this example. And Lord Brahma, he accepts Rahu as one of the planets in this material universe. So that's how we started. And who was Rahu sitting between? Sun and moon. And who identified him to be a demon? Sun and moon. Who is his immediate enemies? Sun and moon. So as a graha, so he's actually a virtual graha. He's a virtual planet. And he causes lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. So we just had lunar eclipse last week, and soon around 15th of February we'll be having solar eclipse. So that is the effect of Rahu. And now Lord has appeared. He has finished the pot, distributed it among the demigods, and he has appeared in his original form. Now one of the other reasons, as we can understand, as we are discussing the various reasons of the appearance of Lord as Mohinī Mūrti, Lord incarnates as Mohinī Mūrti, is to also give all the benedictions and all the glories to the demigods. He has distributed the nectar to the demigods, and not a drop has been received by the demons. And of course, there is a whole series. This is where the chapter ends. And it's very interesting as why this happens. Why does Lord, do that? And we'll be discussing those aspects as well. So Shukdev Goswami, when he narrates this incident, he gives his conclusions. He says, Evam sura asura ganaha sama desha kala hetu artha karma matayo api phale vikalpaha tatramritam surganaha phalam anjasapur yatpad pankaja rajaha shayanan na daityaha. So he is describing evam sura suraha ganaha samadesha kala. Even though the suras, the demigods and asuras and the demons, sama desh kala, they had the same, they were at the same place at the same time. Hetva artha karma matayo api. And also they had the same, intention, they had the same objective, they had the same ambition. And their activities were also same. Yet, phale vikalpaha, their end result was different. And as it is understood that phalena parichiyate, so one's endeavor is, understood by the fruit one has received. So here, suras have very easily received this. Tatramritam suraganaha phalam anjasapur. So tatra, therefore, amritam, phalam. So again, asurganaha have easily received as their fruit, as their result, amrit. Anjasapur is very easily, without much endeavor. They didn't have to do anything. Just by Lord's mercy, they were able to receive. Mohinī very nicely distributed the nectar among the demigods. Because, and now the reason is given, Shukdev Goswami is revealing the reason as why they were given. Yadapad pankaja rajaha shayanan. Shayan is taking shelter, shayanan. So they have taken shelter of who? Yad, that pada pankaja rajaha, the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Because they have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Na Daityaha. And that is not the result that the Daityas received. Daitya, sons of Diti, the demons. And they did not receive this Amrit. So even though everything was same, all the circumstances were same, the place was same, the activities were same, the objective was same, the aim was same, yet they did not receive the Amrit. And it's very nicely, once again, Shukdev Goswami is giving this conclusion that everything could be on the side of materialists, but devotees always come out victorious because they are surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. So, you understand that such a benediction is there, that all success is guaranteed to one who has surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. So we should all take, strongly to the devotional service. This is the glory of devotional service, that whatever you do is successful. And how do you ask for devotional service? By singing prayers, by raising our hand and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, Shukdev Goswami is singing the glories of the devotional service, that just by taking to devotional service, the demigods are able to receive the great benediction of mortality, while the demons are devoid of it. Now sometimes it's very interesting that the materialists may say, wait a minute, we can do everything on our own and we should have such results. This is cheating. It's not really cheating, because that's also revealed in the following verse by Shukdev Goswami. That's why it's not cheating. But this is a good time to kind of take a look at it from misused intelligence, remembering Srila Prabhupada. So again, people who are bewildered, who are, have the demonic mentality, asurim bhavam, they always try to do things for their own self, for their aham mameti, means for themselves, for the satisfaction of their senses, without knowing that Lord is Rishikesha, He is the master of the senses. So just by satisfying the master, everyone else is satisfied, and our senses are also satisfied. So they do not understand this. So once Srila Prabhupada, he was talking to the guests in Australia, and when he was talking at that time, the various disciples were there, and one of the new young devotee, a brahmachari, was given a goblet, and that goblet had a very strange shape. First it was placed upside down, and its base was thick and its mouth was small. So again, it appeared very strange, and with a jug of water in his hand, he approached Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was talking on misused intelligence, how in this material world people are misusing their intelligence. And so this devotee, the brahmachari, was feeling a little nervous. So thinking that the base is actually the funnel of the goblet, he started pouring water. And what happens when you pour water on the base? It actually, nothing goes inside, it actually splashes outside. And some of the water fell on Srila Prabhupada's desk, and other devotees, they immediately got up and they started cleaning, and they felt really embarrassed that this has happened in front of other guests who are talking to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada looked at it, and then he immediately chuckled very nicely and said, misused intelligence, and everyone else chuckled with him, because they understood that, the brahmachari had not used his intelligence to see where the funnel is. And of course, one of the defects in this material world is we have propensity to be deluded. Our senses are limited. We, have the propensity to cheat, and then we commit errors. So here, misuse intelligence is what is also being identified for the demons, that they did not use their intelligence properly. They were fighting among themselves. That gave the opportunity for Mohinī Mūrti to take away the nectar, and then distribute it because of their pride and not wanting to disturb their relationship. They did not object to the cheating that they were themselves witnessing. And so they were bereft of this benediction of immortality. And Shukdev Goswami further describing to Parikshit Maharaj. So that's the main conversation happening. And of course, later this is being repeated by Sutta Goswami and Naimisharanya to the sages. So Shukdev Goswami reveals his further conclusion, Yat yujjate asu vasu karma mano vachobhir dehatma jadeshu nirbhish tadasat prataktvat Taireva sadbhavati yat kriyate prataktvat sarvasya tadbhavati mula nishechanam yat. So he is revealing, Shukdev Goswami is saying, Yat yujjate, whatever endeavor one may perform, asu vasu karam mano vachobhir, for the protection of his own body, or for the protection of his things and his extended family, extension of himself, like in family, relatives and friends, and of course the things that are there. And how this protection is being done? By karma, right? By the activities. And mano, by the mind. So again, by the activities, by mind and by words, as they are trying to make plans to protect themselves and protect their things and their extended self. Dehatma jadeshu. Deha atma. So, to be able to sustain their body, to be able to, take pleasure for their bodies, for their senses, atma jadeshu, for their relatives and so forth. Nirbhish. So nirbhish is nir. So parusham nishu. So Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, I am the ability in man. But then whoever uses the ability to be able to protect themselves by mind, body and words, if it is done for the protection of body and the things associated with the body, Shri Shri Gaurantai ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Kore Vaishnavind ki jai. Tad asat prataktvat. That is asat. Tat is that. Asat is that is temporary or bad. Here Srila Prabhupada is revealing in the purport that it is temporary. Prataktvat means, pratak means distinguish away from. So it's pratak means breaking away from. So one, what is it breaking away from? Breaking away, thinking it's different from serving the Lord. So when you serve your senses, of course you are not serving the Lord. So that's pratak. You are seeking protection of your own senses and your sense gratification through extended family and your things around you. So when somebody seeks and engages in activities to protect themselves, to enjoy senses, to enjoy sense gratification, and to live the life just to maintain their body and their senses and the things around them and the extended family, and they take on to various type of isms, right? Patriotism, nationalisms and so forth. Different isms are just an extension, as we are studied in Depth of Devotion. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Rupa Goswami really identifies as how people are just going forward to, people when they take birth, then of course a child is mainly concerned with itself. But then it extends its love towards its mother and father. So the mother and father are extension of oneself because one feels comfort, security, in their arms. Then it further extends to the brothers and sisters because they derive pleasure. So understand from sense gratification perspective, who's in the center? The living entity seeking sense gratification is the center. And as one grows up, one understands one's affection towards the neighborhood, towards the community, towards the nationalism. And all this is condemned because it is an extension of one's own desire to gratify one's senses. That is an important aspect. Instead, what should be done? Tadeva sadbhavati yat kriyate aprataktvad. the same thing, same activities would be eternal and blissful. Tad eva. Those activities could have been sad bhavati. Sad is eternal, very good, auspicious, blissful. Bhavati. Yat kriyate. If it was, engaged in aprataktvāt. It was engaged without that distinction and engaged in the service of the Lordship. And of course, in second canto it is revealed. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Akama, even if one has no desire. And then sarva kamo va, even if one has all kind of desires. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadhi. And even if one has desire to attain liberation, Jnanis and yogis, they seek liberation. Even if they have desire for liberation, they should yajata purusham param. They should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, as it is also revealed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Bhakta Shanta, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sadeva Ashanta. So somebody can say, wait a minute, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is revealed that a Krishna Bhakta, a devotee of Lord Krishna, is Nishkama, he does not have any desire. Ateva Shanta, therefore he is peaceful. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sadeva Sakali Ashanta. So, one who is seeking bhukti, sense gratification, mukti, one who is seeking liberation, merging into the Brahman, siddhi, one who is looking for mystic perfections, mystic powers, and then kami, one who has all these kind of various desires. They are sakali ashanta, they are constantly disturbed. They are never peaceful. Then how is this? Akama sarva kamova. Because when you come to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, he fulfills your desire and then at the same time gives you that knowledge, that jnana, that light, so that you can see things properly and you understand what you were looking for, just a piece of glasses. This has happened to Dhruv Maharaj. He wanted to get a kingdom even better than his great-grandfather. Yeah, and he did receive it. Yet at the same time, when Lord touched the conch on his forehead, he immediately was, purified of all his material desires. He understood that devotional service is the jewel of all jewels. Chintamani, right? Is the desire gem. And what he's asking is just pieces of glasses. And then at that time he asks for that great benediction. He says, I'm looking for the piece of glasses, but what I really want is to serve my spiritual master, Devashi Narad, a great devotee of the Lord. So that is the desire, to engage in devotional service. So a devotee wants to serve his spiritual master, serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, serve the sadhu, saintly persons, and always engage in devotional service. That's why they are peaceful. Because they are serving the master of the senses, Rishikesha. And when one is serving the master of the senses can easily satisfy and keep them fully satisfied. And that is revealed in the last phase of this verse, where he says, Sarvasya tad bhavati mula nishechanam yat. Just like when one waters the root of a tree, the whole of the tree, all its branches, twigs and leaves, everything is satisfied. Sarvasya tad bhavati. Everyone is satisfied. So, just like when one waters the root of the tree, all the branches, twigs and leaves are satisfied. Similarly, when one serves the Rishikesha, the Lord Krishna, everyone is satisfied. All these worlds, all other living entities, all the demigods, everyone is satisfied, and one is therefore at complete peace. and receives great benedictions, just like the demigods received in this particular chapter as we discussed today. So these are the important lessons that we take, that one should take to the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and understand that He is our very, very best friend, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is Bhoktaram Yagyatapsam Sarva Lok Maheshwaram. He is the Bhoktaram Yagyatapsam. He is the, Yagya Purusha. So He is the true enjoyer of the various sacrifices. And the sacrifice for the Kali age is Hari Kirtan, Sankirtan, Yagya. That is the topmost Yagya. In Bhagavad Gita, as Lord says, Yagya Nam Japo Yagya Asmi. Of all the sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name. So irrespective of time, place and circumstances also, chanting of the holy name is the supreme Yagya. So we should take to this supreme Yagya, and in this Yagya, we get the benediction to engage in devotional service so that we can satisfy the senses of the Lord and go back home, back to Godhead. And how do you ask for this benediction? Just by raising a hand and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I remember one instance here in the temple, after Prabhupada began his video, one was called Tattva, and he had $800 in his pocket.
Yes.
So that time Vishwanath Prabhu was in charge.
Yes.
So he surrendered all his $800
Mm-hmm.
and started living in ashram, and it was a big change for him.
Yes.
Now, we read this philosophy and we understand, but we, as an individual, maybe some extent you, we attach too much to our material gains. The result of the material gain, very small foods we keep in the service of Krishna. Because we keep, my children have to go to school, I need some money, or I need a nice house, and all these things we do.
Mm-hmm.
A very small percentage, like count percentage, maybe
Yes.
5% or 10% a year.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere we are contradicting the theory, what we learn, and we have to motivate ourselves because life is short. One day it will be gone,
Yes.
and if we can continue to the service of Lord, understanding the fundamental Atma Nivedana, that's one of the
Yes.
requirements.
Right.
Atma Nivedana, you give up everything.
Yes. And Bali Maharaj did that. So, yes.
So from that point of view, I think we are lacking forever.
True. Like I always say, it's all in the mind as well. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Arjun, he wanted to give up everything and he wanted to become a sadhu. Right? He said, I don't want to fight. But then, when he was making all those statements, he was associating with the body. Right? He's saying, this is my this is my guru, spiritual master. This is my grandsire. These are my brothers. These are my cousins. All my relatives are here. My uncles are here. So he did not want to fight because he was associating everything with the body. And then Lord Krishna says, no, you should. This is your duty as a Kshatriya. Even if you go away, because of your nature as a Kshatriya, you will be engaged in the warfare. And the right attitude is to meditate on me. As serving me, you engage in your service. So in this material world, we don't give up anything. Again, in this particular case, he took to devotion service when, what was the name of the Prabhu you said? Rupendra Tapasya Prabhu. So when he came and he had $800 in his pocket, he immediately, listen to Srila Prabhupada and understanding the philosophy, immediately he surrendered those $800. He actually engaged those $800 in the rightful purpose. And then he moved into the ashram. So there is always reciprocation. Since he did that, there was a nice facility Krishna made. So he stayed in the ashram. He served Lord Krishna directly at the temple. So he's serving the lordships because Shri Radha Madhav Mohan, they are non-different. Right? So as he's serving, he is getting purified. Anartha nivrati syat. He is getting devotee association. And he's continuing to, purify. And he is still engaged and carrying out his activities. I do not know what his situation was at that time. But in those days, people would just move to the temple. Now if people want to move, still there is, a lot of challenges. We have limited place in the temple and so many facilities and so many things that has to be taken care for. And people have responsibilities. Srila Prabhupada never said, give up your responsibilities and come to the temple. Maybe his situation was that he did not have those additional responsibilities and he could move to the temple. If there is a married person, he does have a responsibility to take care of the family, to care of a wife, take care of the children. So one cannot just leave home unless the children are grown up, that they can take care of the wife, his wife. And then, even if that is a situation, one has to be engaged in devotion service. Now Srila Prabhupada, he did something very wonderful. He made every house also temple, because when we install deities at our homes become temple. So we don't have to leave the temple. You can directly experience Vanaprastha stage by being at home, that retired stage of life. And why do it at the retired stage of life? Even as a grahastha, you should perform your 16 rounds minimum in the morning, after cleansing and everything. Of course, welcome the lordships, perform the aarti, offer the bhogas at different junctions of the day, and then serve the Lord. Do the kirtan at home. Nothing stops us. It's not that there is only one place. Temple is a nice facility where we want materialists to come and become Krishna conscious. Because Srila Prabhupada said that we can perform Krishna conscious even under a tree. Beneath a tree, we can do that. But, the temple is a nice facility where the devotees can associate, engage in the loving exchanges, and continue to grow together spiritually. So from that perspective, it is there. We don't have to give up our family. And then, of course, Chanakya also has one saying, Aranya Akhyavat. A happy is a man who doesn't have to travel far for work and who's not a rini. So two things we should take care of to be able to engage. Sure. Yes. Right. So it's very interesting that, as the verse says, whatever is asat can become sat by apatraktvat, by not splitting away from Krishna, but actually engaging everything in the service of Krishna. So I'm trying to come to that particular point, that one, in the very situation, have to just change the mentality, their attitude. Attitude determines the altitude. So just by making that change, I'll give you an example. Means again, once I'm giving it a story form. Once there was a priest, a boy, a lawyer, and a doctor. They were traveling in a plane. And suddenly the lightning strikes one of the engine, and there was only one engine. So the pilot says, the plane is going to crash. There are 3 parachutes in the back. You should grab a parachute and jump. And the pilot jumps off the plane with his parachute. Now, doctor says, I'm a doctor. I can save many more lives if I live. So everyone kind of nods, and he immediately wears a parachute and he jumps out. The lawyer says, I'm the smartest man on this earth. I have so many glories to take. I'm going to do so many great works. I have to leave. And he grabs a bag and he jumps. Now the priest looks at the boy and then he says, my dear son, why don't you take the last parachute and save your life? Because you still have to study and you still have to see your life. I am, just a priest and I serve the Lord. I have seen and I'm completely at the mercy of the Lord, so don't care about me. Please go. The boy says, oh my dear father, please don't worry. the smartest man on this earth just jumped out with my backpack. The lawyer, he said, I'm the smartest man. He grabbed the bag and jumped out. So this is what happens. So again, we have to understand the mentality that whatever we are doing, we have to dovetail it towards the Lord. And the same activity which was asat becomes sat. So when we eat food to sustain our body, we first offer, as bhoga to the Lordship. We request the Lordship, to the deities, that please come and accept this bhoga. And when Lordship accepts the bhoga, it becomes prasad. And we take that prasad. So whatever was asat becomes sat, because now when we take prasad, it is prasadam seva. With that attitude, with that this has been touched by the Lordship, so this is prasad, this is His mercy. And when we carry out our activities, go to work and perform our duties throughout the day and come back, we are saying that we are performing this to be able to sustain ourselves, which is also a mercy of the Lord. He has provided so many facilities that we could work. He says, Parusham Nishu, I am the ability in man. So yes, we should earn. Great. We should do our job very nicely, earn great amounts to be engaged in devotional service, to be engaged in the service of the Lord. And of course, when we live, we have to live very nicely among the devotees, and our family we should make sure that they are family of Vaishnavas. Everyone is God conscious, so that they can grow together. In our very arrangement, we can, yes, go ahead, please add. Avoid it. Yes. Right. Yeah. And Srila Prabhupada actually in the purport reveals that many times devotees, they are dressed as, means people are having their personal agendas, like materialists are dressed as devotees, and they face, constant failure. They are bewildered. That also is being discussed. So today is also the appearance day of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. So His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada met him in 1922 when he was working as a manager in Bose Pharmacy. And then in 1933, Srila Prabhupada received initiation in Allahabad when, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, second time he met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1926. And of course, he always said, Srila Prabhupada always said that he came to the West on the order of his spiritual master. He received all his success on the order of his spiritual master and the mercy of his spiritual master. He always was surrendered to his spiritual master. Many times when the devotees would, glorify Srila Prabhupada by saying, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada would say Jai Prabhupada. So sometimes they would get bewildered. That is Srila Prabhupada glorifying himself? And then they understood that actually Srila Prabhupada was saying Jai Prabhupada. He's saying Jai Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So today is a very auspicious day, and we should take this because it's always said that more than father, more loving is grandfather, and more than grandfather, more loving is great-grandfather. So we can receive great benediction by engaging in devotional service and chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कौरव वैष्णववृंद की जय, गो प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।